Okay, so let me share my screen, guys. Okay, so what we learned in our last class, so we learned about the stored procedures, right? So what is stored procedure? Stored procedure is a group of transact sequels, guys. Okay, group of transact sequels where you write the same query again and again. We'll keep that in the stored procedure, and then we'll call that name, like whatever the name is there, right? So the stored procedure name, we'll call with that name. So that is nothing but a stored procedure. What is that? Stored procedure group of a transact SQL that may be like, so any you can take with the create, alter, drop, or like you can use the CT, like whatever the SQL things are there, like all the things you can, you can work with the stored procedure actually. So like you can do all the things when where you have the situation to write the same query again and again. So what we will do, we'll save that query in a stored procedure and then we'll execute. Even view also same, right? We also like where you have a writing the same query and again you will save that view and then you are calling that view, you are selecting that view, right? So then what is the difference between view and stored procedure? Okay, view and stored procedure and then function we are going to discuss in detail later. For now we'll discuss about the stored procedure in detail. Okay, so yesterday I've given the introduction about the stored procedure, like what is stored procedure, how to create the stored procedure. So that I've given the introduction, basic introduction. So what is the syntax of the stored procedure, guys? Very simple: create, proc or procedure, anything is fine, proc or procedure, and procedure name. So procedure name, while creating a procedure name, so just let me go with the syntax first, then so that you can go with the name, procedure name as, okay, as begin. Very simple procedure I am giving. Okay, end. So in between whatever the SQL query you will write, so all the query will be written here. And if you go with the parameters, if you go with the parameters, parameter syntax, with the parameter syntax, like so, you can define the parameters. You can open and then close bracket, inside that you can define the parameters. You can define the parameters. So parameter at the rate parameter param1, and that is data type. You can give the data type, and then whether this one is an input or output parameters. Okay, so we'll have two types of parameters, input and output parameters. And then at the rate param2 param2, like the parameter 2, and then again a data type, and then so if it is output parameter you will give out. So for input parameter, right, so no need to give the input. Okay, if you don't give any input, so like it is like it will feel it's like a treat is like a input parameter. Okay, so we have the two types of parameters, input parameter and then output parameters. And then this procedures also, we have two types of procedures case. Okay, how many types of procedures? Two types of procedures. So what are the two types of procedures? One is a system defined stored procedure. One is a system defined stored procedure, and another one is like a user defined stored procedure. User defined stored procedures. User defined stored procedures. Stored procedures. User defined stored procedures. Okay, so system defined stored procedure, we have seen some of them already. Like, so what are the stored procedure we have seen? Like, so if you go with the sp underscore help, that is one of the system defined stored procedure. Whatever the sp underscore help text, sp underscore help text. So this is also one of the stored procedure, and sp underscore help index. So to check whether we have the indexes and all, or whether you check, like, so if you go like, so view script, or like if you want to script, if you want to see the script of the view or stored procedure or function, you will go with this one, right? You will go with this one. And if you want to like see the table details and then like the table structure and all, we'll go with the sp. So you have some system defined stored procedures. So the system defined stored procedures having the like naming convention like sp. So Microsoft strongly recommend that, strongly saying that don't use sp underscore. Okay, when you are going with the your procedure name, don't use sp underscore. Why? Because you may get the conflicts. Okay, if you get the same stored procedure name, you may get the conflicts. So that is the reason. So strongly saying that don't use sp as a prefix in your sp underscore as a prefix in your user defined stored procedure. User defined stored procedure means what? The developer whatever they create, that is called a user defined stored procedures. The developer whatever they create, that is called a user defined stored procedure. So system defined stored procedure, you have these many system defined stored procedures we have, guys. Okay, these are the like, so they are using the sp underscore, they are using the sp underscore, so that is the reason. So they are strongly saying that don't use sp underscore, use usp. So if you use the usp when you are creating a user defined stored procedure, okay, you can go with the usp. Okay, usp underscore, so like this you can use usp means user defined stored procedure. Okay, so you have those so many, like, so mostly we'll use this sp underscore depends. So these are the mostly we'll use this kind of stored procedures. Okay, system defined stored procedure. So like we have two types of stored procedures. One is a system defined stored procedure, another one is a user defined stored procedures. Okay, so yesterday we have seen simple stored procedure. Okay, we have seen simple stored procedure. So now what we'll do with the parameters, first we'll go with the input parameters. So when you provide some input, it should give the, like, it will give the output actually. So let me go and then what is this mean by input parameters, and then if I give the input parameters, how this stored procedure will work. And then the ways of execution also we have seen. How many ways we can execute, guys? How many ways we can execute? Like by using the exec keyword you can execute, and you can by using the execute keyword also we can execute, by using the object explorer and right click, and then there is a execute stored procedure, you can also you execute this way also. Clear? From object explorer you can go to the stored procedures. There you can go and then execute, and then also by selecting the stored procedure name and then click on execute, so that also will execute. So four ways, guys. What are the ways we can execute? Ways to execute. So these are the things also we have seen yesterday. Hope you remember this. So execute and then procedure name, and execute and then procedure name. Or select. Don't write select. Just simply I'm saying that select the procedure name. So select the procedure name. Select this way and then click execute. So this way also it will work the procedure name. Okay, these are the ways we have seen yesterday. These are the ways we have seen yesterday, like, so the way how we'll execute the procedure. Now what we'll do, just imagine that you have the table like this. Okay, you have the id and the name and the gender and the department. Okay, so you have the table like this. So let's create the table. Create. And the thing is, we also can create a procedure by right clicking and then go with the new procedure. You can also create this way I said, right? And then also we have seen how to drop a procedure, and how to alter a procedure. So we'll see alter a procedure and then drop a procedure, guys. Okay. But the thing is, if you like, you need to, so even in real time, right? So who is the author? Suppose if I'm the author, like if I'm creating a stored procedure, I will give the Srinivas Pujari. Okay. And what is the date when you created the stored procedure? Okay. When you create this stored procedure. So this stored procedure is created like whatever the date you want to provide. Like so 2024 and then 09 and then 27. Okay. So this date is created. And then description. Description means what is the you know purpose of the stored procedure. So description means you need to explain what is the purpose of the stored procedure. This will give the this will give the stored procedure will give stored procedure will give department wise department wise gender wise department wise gender count, department wise gender count. Okay, so and then also if there is any modification, okay, if there is any modification in the stored procedure in future, so you need to maintain the modifications. Okay, you need to maintain the modifications. Real time they will use like this, guys. Okay, so don't get confused about this one. Like you need to maintain the history. So real time, like, so whatever you writing you need to write with the comments. So when you go with the hyphen hyphen, this is a comment, okay, or else you can simply give the comment. So from here, okay, so if you want to go comments for a few of the lines, just simply you can go with the star and then hash. So till here to here, it will go with the comments. Are you getting it, guys? So no need to give this hyphen then. Okay, no need to give the hyphen. Even if you give that, not a problem. So if in future, if you updated, like if you updated, so the version one, okay, what is the version, like so version one, and who is modified their names, okay, name, and like a date when it is modified, and then purpose. What is the purpose you modified? What is the purpose you modified? So version one, so who is modified, the developer name, and then date, and then the purpose. You need to give the description again. Clear? So this is, no one will give in a, even in YouTube also, no one will give this kind of information, guys. So real time, so people how they are going to modify this. If you are going to alter any time, so like the logic is going to be changed. So again, the stored procedures will change very frequently, like so based on the requirement. So if something is going to change, then you need to definitely, you need to maintain the history, and then who modified, and then what is the date, and then what is the purpose. So that should be maintained here. Okay, if you want to give the more details, even you can also have the, even you can also have the more detailed information above. So what is the stored procedure is doing and all. Clear? Clear? So even above, right, you will use the, what is the database name you are using. So you will use the, what is the database name you are using, then you can go with the go. So like this they will use, guys. Okay, they will use. So first, your, what is the database you, where you are executing, then you can give the database name. And then so by default this will have, and then you can go with this you know description, like so the history, so when, who's created, why is the author, and then when it is created, and what is the purpose. And next, let's go down. So I'm creating the stored procedure name. So here I'm giving the procedure name. So this procedure name, I'm going with the usp underscore get get depart department wise, department wise genders. Okay, gender, department by gender, department by gender. What is mean by department by gender, I will tell you, guys. Okay, so here you need to add the parameter. So my parameter is like, so inside this you will write the query. Okay, inside this you will write the query. So first of all, so we need to create the table. First of all, whether we created the table or not, we'll come to this point later. And now you can go and then create a, okay, create table, create table, table name. So tbl underscore employee, EAPL underscore employee underscore department. DPT department. Okay, so this is a table. Now what are the columns we have, guys? What are the columns we have? ID, name, and gender, and department. ID, name, gender, department, right? So just go here and give the columns, and then open bracket and then close bracket, open bracket and close bracket. ID, name, gender, and department. Okay, so ID you are going with the integer, comma, varchar, you can go with the 20, comma. So each column will have the comma. And gender, again you will have the varchar 10, and comma, and the department varchar again 10. Okay, so this is the table I'm creating, guys. This is the table I'm creating. Let's create this table and then insert the data. Okay, so let's insert the data. So this is the data I'm inserting. Where you are inserting, insert, insert into tbl employee employee department values, and you can go with the open bracket and close bracket. You can go with the open bracket, close bracket. So just you can provide the shift. What is this one, guys? I said shift alt,
Shift Alter.
shift alt down arrow, shift alt down arrow, right? Shift alt down arrow. So let's go with the. So this is the shortcuts you should learn, guys. Why? Because you are going to work as a developer now. You are going to work as a developer, so you need to know these shortcuts. So now you have to go with the quotes, single quotes. Whenever you have the text, you need to go with the single quotes. Yeah. So then you can go with the this thing, comma, this thing. Okay. Now you can say this one. So what you can do, comma, and then also you can give the quotes, quotes, sorry, comma, and then single quotes, and then comma, single quotes, quotes. Okay. So now you have to give the open bracket and then close bracket, and then you can give a comma, close bracket, and then comma, close bracket, and comma, right? So now we are inserting the data. Yes. So if you go and then see this, if you go and then see this tbl employee count. So tbl employee count. If you go and then check this, sorry, tbl department. So from this table, you see the data. Okay, you see the data now. And when I am passing the department, okay. So suppose if I pass the department where DPT department is equal to IT. So what are the genders I have? I want to see what are the genders I have. Like how many genders we have? Like so what are the genders? So two males and then one female. Okay. So when you go with the IT, but if I go with the HR, like user will provide this one, and then you can see the detailed information base. Okay, you can see the detailed information. Genders we have the, again for the HR also we have two males and then one female. And then what about the sales? So you need to give the, okay. So like you want to give the department as well as the gender. So in this department, if I want to give the, like I want to also check the, like gender gender equal to, gender equal to, so I want to check the female. So like this I want to give the two input parameters, sorry, female. Okay, so I want to check the two input parameters. So parameters, first what you need to do, you need to go here, like in the stored procedure. So I want to give the two so user, whatever user pass the gender and the department, he need to get the details. Okay, so you need to give the parameter here at the rate. So whenever you are giving the parameter, so this is the syntax case. Okay, I have given the syntax, right? So whenever you pass the parameter, so first you need to give the syntax like the parameter and then data type. So here what you need to give, so you need to give the parameter name. So what is your parameter name? My parameter name is department. department. So department is a what varchar, right? So varchar declare varchar, and then you can go with the like 20 or 10. Okay, 10. And then one more parameter I'm creating, that is gender. And again this one is also varchar 10 I'm giving. Okay, varchar 10. So two parameters. So if I don't specify if it is an input or output parameter, so it will take it as a input parameters. So clear guys, so the parameter declaration is clear. Now inside what I am going to write, I am going to write the query. Okay, inside I'm going to write the query. So what is the query I'm writing? Select from tbl underscore employee, tbl underscore employee. So what is this one? Employee department. Okay, so let's go here and then select from this one employee department, and whatever the columns you want, like I want id comma name comma, what are the columns we have then? Gender comma department, gender comma department. Okay, gender comma department. So these are the columns we have. Okay, now so in where class, right? So whatever the parameters, so like suppose if I go with the at the rate department dept is equal to, sorry, dept dept equal to at the rate department, at the rate department, and so this and will be this one, like and gender gender equal to at the rate gender, at the rate gender. So this way we'll get this input parameters. So like what exactly it is giving, suppose user will pass the department, user will pass the department. Okay, suppose he passed the it, so whatever he passed the parameter, so that parameter will be sit here. Okay, so whatever the gender you will pass, so that gender will be passed here. Okay, that gender will be passed here. Okay, so that way, like, so whatever he pass user, we are giving the control to the user. Actually we are giving the control to the user, whatever he want to pass the input parameter, so they can pass, and then that will be sit, whatever he pass that will be sit in this wait class. Am I clear guys? And then it will give the results. Okay, let's create the store procedure. Let's create the store procedure. Execute. Gender must, so we need to write the declare guys, we need to write the, so declare gender spelling is correct only, right? Declare, I think declare is not required, so why it is giving the problem? Select begin and first of all let's see whether it is giving the, okay, it is executing. And the parameters, like you can provide the values and then you can provide the gender. Let's go with the open bracket and then close bracket. Okay, so I need to give the open bracket and close bracket guys, so I forgot that. So now if you want to execute the store procedure, what is the way? You will have to go with the execute, exit, and then the procedure name, right? Just you can go and then select the procedure name. Okay, you can go and then select the procedure name. Now you need to, user has to provide the parameters. Okay, so it is having the department is a parameter. So what is the department you are providing? So it is a department. And then what is the mail you are providing? So like what is the gender you are providing? So mail. So I'm selecting so and so information, I'm so in the department, so I want to check the mails. Okay, male employee details, male employees details. So it is giving the male employee details. Okay, so I can user also can change these values, like if it is a HR, and you can go and then uh, you can provide the again female. So and then you can go and then execute, or else if you want to execute from the object explorer, you can go and then refresh. So when you are executing from here, right, just you can go and then when you are executing from here, it will ask the parameters. It will ask the parameters. So what are the parameters you want to provide? So just provide the values. Okay, you can provide the values like department ID and then mail. Okay, then click OK. So it will execute in the new window. It will execute. So this way also you can execute the stored procedure. Yes. This way also you can execute the stored procedure, and you can see the results. Clear, guys, how to execute the store procedure. So you can pass the parameters through window also, and then you can give the results. So it is passing the values, and then you are getting the results. Yeah. So this way you can provide the input parameters. So user can provide the inputs and then get the results. User can provide the inputs and then get the results. So that is the reason we'll call it as the input parameters. Okay. Clear, guys. Input parameter is clear. Just type C. Let's go with the one output parameters. Okay, so now let's go and then create the output parameters. What is the output parameters? So output parameters means, like, so suppose let's go here. I already have so it is taking a lot of time to create a script and all, right. So what I have done, like I will explain this one, what I have done. So let's go with this. Okay, so get you can give the naming convention. So let's go this one. So I'm giving the gender as an input parameter, and then I'm getting the employee count as an output parameter. So here, like what you are giving the name. So you can go with the create proc also, not a problem, guys. Proc or procedure, anything is fine. Okay, USP underscore USP underscore get get employee get employee employee count, get employee count by get employee count by Zender. Okay, get employee count by Zender. You can give the name like this. Okay, you can give the name, and then so after that you will provide the whatever the parameters, like, so you may have the n number of parameters, guys. Okay, I'm giving only two parameters, but you may have the n number of parameters here. Okay, you may have the n number of parameters. So now what you can do, so what is our table name? So what is our table name? So just if you take the, so forget about this parameter, let's remove this parameter. So what it will give, it will give the count of, it is giving the count of that employees, how many employees are there and all. But where you are saving that count, you are saying that count into the employee count. Okay, you are saving that count. So when you are passing the gender, like suppose if you are passing the male, if you are passing the male, so where it is saving, so it is giving the male count. So just forget about this one. So it is saving the male count where, like, so whatever the variable you declared, that it will be stored in this way. It will stored in this employee count. Are you getting it, guys? Are you getting it? So like you need to, so you are providing input as a gender and then getting the count. Okay, you are providing the input as a gender and then getting the employee count. So if I pass the if I pass the female as a input, and then what are the counts for the female count, then you will get the count here in this one. Okay, that means you are providing input and then getting the output. Hello, is everyone with me, guys? You are providing input and then getting the output. So that is called a output parameter. For output parameter, you need to go mustly, you need to say this is the output. Mustly you need to say it's a output. Okay, so guys, but where you are passing, okay, where you, so I forgot to tell you this. Okay, where you are passing the parameter values, suppose if it is a uh, like uh, the department, suppose you have the number. Okay, but if you pass the wrong order, like, so whatever the order you have the parameter values, you need to go with the same order. But if you go with the wrong order, like, so suppose first you have given the female and you have given the HR, so then what will happen? You will get the blanks, right? So you will not get anything. So that means you are providing the values, department place you are providing the female, and then gender place you are providing the department. So if suppose something, okay, you are providing the number data, suppose you are providing, so the department you are providing correct, like in department you suppose you, department is there in the number. Okay, that number one department, and then you will go with the HR like female. So just imagine like you have the number data. So then if you have this, definitely you will get the error that, so like we don't have the number data, right? So that is the reason it's still giving a blank. So but the thing is two conditions should match actually. So here it is the first condition is failing, right? So just imagine if you go with the numbers, right? So you need to give the correct order. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Otherwise you can declare the variable and then you can pass the values. Okay, give the correct order when you are passing the parameter value. Give the correct order. So whatever the order is there, so just give the correct order. How we are going with the insert, right? So the insert, like, you need to go with the correct order, right? So the same way here also, like when you are executing the stored procedure, you need to go with the correct order. So the same way here, so let's create the stored procedure. Let's create the stored procedure. So the stored procedure has been executed, and then now you can go with the exit. Now you can go with the exit and go with the store procedure name. Go with the store procedure name, and you need to provide the input. You need to, so first to, what you need to do, you need to declare. Okay, you need to declare the employee count or whatever you want to, like whatever you want to give the name. So whatever the name, so same name, you don't require to give the same name, but whatever the count you, like employee count or whatever the count, just you can say this whatever. Okay, so this name is up to you guys. Okay, this is the input, and you are providing, like, what is the input you need to provide. So you need to provide the gender. So I'm providing the gender is male, and what is your output, like what is your output, this one is your output, whatever the parameter is there. So whatever the parameter is there, so that is your output, right? So let's go, this one is a output. Okay, and then you can print this employee count, print this one. Okay, you can say this print. Okay, when you are passing the mail, when you are passing the mail, and then you are passing the, okay, so let's go and then execute. So this will give the output. So 6 it is giving. Yeah, so when you are passing the female, when you are passing the female, then how much count it will give? Like 3 it will give. Why? Because we have 3 only. Okay, you are passing something and then getting the output, guys. Okay, getting the output count, that is called a, so you are passing input and then provide getting the output. Clear? So this way we'll go with the input and output parameters. So I can give the like detailed like some other stored procedures, but I don't have the time to create all these things, guys, but I have already created the scripts. I will explain. Okay, so what are the real time scenario, how it will be and all. Okay, so like we can go here and then go to the stored procedures. Yesterday I have created some of the stored procedures. Let's go and then show you. Modify, if you want to alter, you can click on modify. Okay, and you can also, definitely you have to give this whenever you create this stored procedure, definitely you have to give the history, guys. Okay, so but here we are creating a simple one. but whenever you are creating, so this should have there. Okay, this should have there, and then you know, so also have the like so what it is giving, like it is giving the sales metrics by country and year. Okay, you can you can provide the country and year as an input parameter. You can provide the country and year as an input parameter. After providing that, what you are getting, you are getting the total sales, total profits, total sales percentage growth, and then previous year sales. What you are getting, total sales, total profit, and then sales percentage growth. So you are giving the input as a country and year, and then you are getting the total profit, total sales, total profit, and then percentage growth, guys. Are you getting it? So for that, what is the table we are using? Sales table. So let's go to the table, and what is the table and what kind of data we have and all, we'll see. You can go with the new query. So there is a sales table actually. You can go with the new query, and then you can drag the sales table, and you can select the sales table. So even I will provide the script for this one as well. So this is the data I have: sale ID, sale ID, customer ID, product ID, sales date, sales amount, profit amount, and country. Okay, clear, guys? So I have almost 3 years of data. I have 2021 data, 2022 data, 2023 data. I have. Okay, I will provide the script also. You don't worry. So just you have the sales table. So in this sales table, so first of all, what you want, so those you need to declare here. Okay, you need to declare here. So you are providing this. So any logic, guys, anything you want to write the program, first you need to understand the things actually. So what is your input, what is your input, and what you are going to get the output, and what is the logic, what is the logic. So these are the three things. Any program if you want to write, you need to give these three things. What is your inputs? First you need to, you are providing the year and country as an input. Okay, country as an input. So what you are getting the output? I'm getting the total sales, total sales, and total profit, total profit, and then sales percentage growth, sales percentage growth. So this is what I want to get. So this is what output I want to get. So what is the logic I am writing? So this logic will be inside that begin end, will write the logic. So this is the, this is what you want to get the output. First you need to declare those outputs. So whatever the outputs you are expecting, so first to declare those. Yeah, clear. So this previous sales, first of all, it is a part of the sales percentage growth. So that is the reason we are also going with this one. Clear? So far is clear. So till here is clear. Hello? Is that question? No question, like, so you need to, so user will give the sales. Okay, user will give this table. Okay, this is the table I have. I need to get this total sales, total profit, and then growth by getting, like, so when I give the providing the year and then country, I need to get this total sales for that year and then for that country. Okay, so what user will give? User will give the requirement like this. You need to categorize what is the input and what is the output we need to get, and you need to write the logic. As a developer, you need to define the logic. I will come to that point. First of all, we are providing the year. Suppose user providing the 2021 as a year, and then country is Canada or UK. Okay, country as UK is providing that. So for this year and then for this country, like what is total sales, what is total profit, and then percentage growth, you need to give the output. Clear the requirement, guys? Clear the requirement. So whatever the year he may pass, whatever the year, so user can pass the values like year and the country. No one is responding. This is not fair at all, guys. I'm going with the deeper way. If you don't respond, guys, I cannot give the detailed information, right?
సార్ స్మాల్ డౌట్.
Yes.
ఏం లేదు సార్, ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పినట్టుగా క్లయింట్ నుంచి ఎలాంటి కోర్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసి ఇప్పుడు మీరు
Client will not
ఇన్పుట్.
give any code. That's what I'm saying. Just he will give the requirement. What he will give the requirement? So this is the sales table I have. So I
Okay.
need to provide the input as a year and a country. So when I give the input as a country and year, so I need to get the total
Total
sales,
sales.
and then profit and sales percentage growth. I want to see the three metrics.
Okay, 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 okay.
So you need to modify it. So user client will not give any, any coding.
Coding,
He
yeah, yeah.
will give only the data. He will give only tables.
Okay.
And he will decide, he like we need to catch the point, right? So what is the output we need to get? He
Yes,
will define only the output, right?
yes. Output part you need to decide, and then logic also you need to decide.
Yes, only input will be given by client, and output and logic we should write, right?
Yes. Even input also you will give the requirement, like, so when I select the year
Only
and
the data he
country.
will provide, right?
Sorry.
Only the data set he will provide.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now if you go and then write the, like, we need to declare this. So what is the output? So I'm declaring those outputs. Okay, what I want to give the output, I'm giving that declaration here. Then I want to go with the total sales. Okay, so when you go with the sum of sales and then sum of profit, it will give the total sales and then total profit. Yes or no? That I am saving in the this variables. In where class I am giving the input parameters country and then year. Hello. So country and year. So this is calculating the, this query is calculating the what? It is calculating the sales and profit given country and year. So that you need to give the comment here, so that this part everyone can understand. Yeah. So next calculation, what you are going, you are going with the sales for the previous year. How you can going, like, in the sales date you have, right? In the sales date you are giving the year, so it will give the year number, it will give the year number. So you are also passing some year number in the input parameter, so from that you are doing the minus one, and then you are getting the total sales, so that you are saving into the this variable. So that way you are getting the, so for example, let me go with the details, guys. Okay, so you have the, from sales, like, if you go with the where country, suppose where country equal to some UK. Okay, just imagine that UK. And you can provide the so if you go with this one, so suppose if you select only this sales date year, it will extract the year. Everyone knows this year function will extract the year from the date. Yes or no? Hello. So like if you go and then select the year, so like it will extract the year. Say it is extracting the year. So in that year, like, you are passing some variable, right? So from that year you want to go with the minus one, so that will give the previous. Yes or no? Minus one means, like, when this date, so whatever is your providing year number, from that provided year number, if you go with the minus one, it will give the previous year. So if this is equal to the previous year, then you can select the, like, you can go with the sum of the sales amount. That sum of the sales amount will be saved in the previous year sales variable. Clear, guys? Clear or not? Hello. It is little deep actually. You need to understand. You need to understand. So this is saving into the previous sales. Now, so percentage growth, what is the syntax of the percentage growth, guys? Like, current sales, current sales minus previous sales, minus previous sales, current sales minus previous sales, divided by the previous sales, divided by the previous sales, into 100. That will give the percentage. That will give the percentage. Okay, so that percentage also, like, when the previous sales percentage is greater than 0, then what I am doing, so whatever the formula is there, right? So that formula I am giving here, and then giving into 100. Else if it is not matching anything, then you can give the 0. That I am saving it into the sales percentage growth. So like this. So real time stored procedures also, they will write the logics like this, and then finally they will select all the variables, whatever the variables is stored, and that I am selecting this, and it will give the total sales amount, total profit, and then total sales percentage growth. Clear everyone? Just okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, so already created, so let's create into the our MSBI database. Okay, create that into the MSBI database. First you need to create the table. Okay, if you want to create that, so we have already here. So even you can go and then execute. So it's created successfully or altered successfully. If you want to modify also, you can go and then click on so if you want to change something, like, so if you want to add this one, so then you can go and then alter, and then, so I've already altered, so this stored procedure will be altered here. And then if you want to execute the stored procedure, what you need to do, you need to take the stored procedure and you need to pass the parameters. What are the parameters we have? What are the parameters we have? Country and year, right? Exit, or you can say exit. And then this is your stored procedure, and what is your parameters, like country and year. Country and year. So the country you can go and then Canada, and year is something, you can go with the 2022. Okay, so now you can go and then execute. Now you can go and then execute. So for that, like, what is the total sales, and then what is the total profit, and then percentage. Okay, so this way you can go and then see this. And then suppose if you give this, sorry, number, no need to provide the code case. But if you give the wrong way, okay, if you give the format, like, so first you are giving the year number, and then after you are giving the like, so that's what I said earlier actually. So it is not matching the like whatever the parameter value provided. It is not, it is a character. First parameter is a character, and then so text, and the next character is a number. So that is the reason it is giving the conversion issue. Okay, so this way you will get the, so make sure you are giving the correct order of the parameters or not. Okay, correct order of the parameters or not. Like you can go with the 2023, and then you can get the total sales profit. Okay, so here already I have created a, script actually. So I will show you. You can use the script, and then you can create the, like, you can create a sales table, and then you can also insert the data. So this is the data. So I have inserted for the 12 months for each year. Actually, each year wise I have inserted the 12 months of data. And then so created the, so country by year. So created the country by year, and then we can get the minutes. Like again, here also, like, you can get the, in normally. So if you go with the bank as your client. Okay, if it is a blank bank as your client, so you will have the two kinds of stored process. One is a summary stored procedure, and another one is a detailed stored procedure. One is a summary stored procedure, and another one is a detailed procedure. How to create a summary procedure and then detailed procedure? What is mean by summary, and then what is mean by detail? Okay, guys, I'm going with the total real time actually. So like stored procedure concept is very very important in SQL server. So that is the reason I'm going with these many examples. Okay, these many examples. So try to understand. Okay, if you are not understanding, just you can ask the questions at the end of the session. Okay, so now I'm creating the tables, two tables. One is a customer table, and another one is a transaction table. So in customer table, we have the customer ID, and we have the customer name, and we have the account number, and then we have the balance. So this is the way we are creating. And then so I also defined this is a primary key, and here also it is a primary key. And then there is identity. What is this identity? This identity means this transaction id automatically it will create. So it will start with 1 and then increment with 1. So this is the starting value, and this is ending value. Like, so this one no need to provide any values actually. For this one, transaction id, no need to provide any values. This identity, what it will do, like it will give the, like a 1. From 1 it will start, and then it will give 1 increment. So each and every record when you are inserting, so no need to provide the value for this. So automatically identity will insert some values. Is that clear, guys? Okay, we'll see that. Okay, how it is inserting and all, we'll see that. Let's go and then create a customer table, and then create a transaction table. And then let's go here in the this way, MSBI samples. Once we create a dot tables, and once we create a table, and once we insert the data, I will explain what is the logic we are going to do on that. Okay, so this is a sample data for the customer. Okay, this is just sample data for the customer, and this is sample data for the transaction table. Okay, let's go and then what is this question? Yes, we can also do that. But customer IDs, yes, we can also do that. Customer IDs also. Yeah, you can, even if you want to do that, so you can also do that. Okay. So what I'm giving here, customer ID and then transaction ID and then transaction amount and then transaction type. So I didn't give the one more column. So what is that column, guys? This transaction ID I didn't give. So even though if you select this transaction table, like it will insert at the information like this. Select star from this. See this transaction ID I didn't insert, so it will take automatically. Yeah, it has taken. So each and every transaction it has given one unique number, that is a transaction ID. Suppose if you want to start with 100 and then if you want to go with the 100 increment, so how it will give, guys? So if you want to start with 100, if you want to start with 100 and then increment with 100, so how it will give? 100, 200, 300, 400, like this it will go. Hope everyone is getting right. This is a everyone is getting right. So the transaction ID will be like this. Okay, so now we have inserted the data into the customer table and then transaction table, or you can say sales table. So let's go and then see the transaction table as well. Okay, let's go and then say the transaction table as well. So actually this kind of stored procedure even I worked in the real time, so that is the reason I'm giving the samples actually. Like, so we have the customer table and then, so if we go with the like summarized summarized stored procedure, let me take the, so I don't have the time, so I just go and then give the, like, so I will create a stored procedure. I will go with this one. Like, so what we are doing, we are doing the customer table and then transaction table based on the customer ID. Okay, based on the customer ID, and we are doing the transaction count. So what it will give, it will give the each customer wise how many transactions done by the customer, how many transactions each customer has been done the transactions. So that way it will give the information. Is that clear, guys? So what it is giving, it, if you go and then execute this inside the query, so it is giving the customers and then how many transactions they have done, how many transactions they have done. But if you want to see this detailed like, so this John, right, he has done 3 transactions. I want to see the detailed information, 3 transactions, what are the 3 transactions I want to see. I want to see what are the 3 transactions. And Smith has done 2 transactions. What are the 2 transactions I want to see? Robert has done 2 transactions. So this is will give the, this will give the summary. Okay, this will give the summary of the transaction count. Is everyone clear, guys? So what I'm trying to say, so you have used the count here. So whatever the columns you selected, that will be there in the group by. So you are clear with this query, simple select query, guys, like this one. Okay, so this will give the summary. So just go and then execute. So if you go and then execute this one, select this stored procedure and then execute it, so it will give this one. But what is summary? So what is, this is the summary. And the next detail stored procedure, you need to provide the customer ID. So which customer, like, so I want to see the detail. Okay, which customer you want to see the details. I'm providing the input as a customer, like, so this customer ID. So whatever the customer ID 123 we have. So if you want to see the John, like, you need to provide the one, and then so it will give the detailed transactions. Okay, so if you take the one here, like, it will go and then execute. So it will give the detailed information, like, so what are the 3 transactions he has done. So it will give the detailed information, right? So he has done the 3 transactions, that is giving the detailed information. So if you go with the 2 customer ID 2, so it will give the detail. So this customer ID we are passing the through input parameters, right? So once you create the stored procedure, and if user want to see the detailed information about this one, so the above one is giving the summary, and then the below one it is giving the detailed information. So you can go with the exit, and you are providing the customer, like, customer ID 1, so it is giving the detailed information. If you're going with the customer 3, and then it is giving the detailed information Clear, guys? Clear? So this is the way in real time. So if you have a bank related information, bank related, so people want to see the summary in one stored procedure and then detail in another stored procedure. So like where we have the detailed information and all. So this kind of, so but real time. So we are just simply creating the stored procedure, but there you will have the history, like when you are created and then when you are modified. So if you want to alter like something logic guys, then you can go and then write the alter and then you can go and then modify this. Okay, so even if you want to see the stored procedure, once you create the stored procedure, like if you want to see the stored procedure, what you can do, you can go with the sp underscore help text, sorry, help text. You can go and then you can give the stored procedure name. It will give the like whatever the text is there, so that logic is there, that logic it will give. But if someone don't want to see that one, what you can do, like simply you can go with the encrypt. We can go with the encrypt. 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 Sorry. So with encrypt. Sorry guys, spelling mistakes. Where is encrypt? Encryption with encryption. Sorry, not encrypt. Encryption. So you need to provide this, and then you can modify this, and then if user want to see this again, he cannot. See, it is saying it's encrypted. So even if you go and then refresh that, let's go to the MSBI samples and then go to the store browser. It will say lock. Actually, it will says the lock. The name is having the lock. See here, it is encrypted. So someone is not able to access your store browser. They cannot able to see the code. If you want to go with this kind of security, then you can go with the encrypt. Clear? Clear, guys? So tomorrow, what we'll do, we'll see the advantage of the stored procedure. We'll see the advantage of the stored procedure. What are the advantages we have? Okay, there are some other stored procedures also there. I will give some code, guys. Okay, I will give the code, and tomorrow what we'll do, we'll also go with the try catch block. How we can find out the errors and how we can handle the errors in stored procedure. Okay, only one of the only thing can handle the errors in SQL is stored procedures. Okay, you cannot handle the errors in views, you cannot handle the errors in function, you cannot handle the errors in triggers, but only, so there is a try catch block we have in the stored procedure. So you can go with the begin try and then end try, begin catch and then end catch. So there we can go and then find out the errors. If you have any errors in the logic, so there you can see the logics. Okay, so I will also upload this script here in the stored procedure. You can go and then use this, and then you can try to understand what are the steps has been created and all. Okay, I will also add this script, whatever the scripts I have used. So I will also add in our notepad, and then I will upload that notepad here. Okay, guys. Any questions? So we are going little deep actually the stored procedure part. So maybe you may have the confusion, but if it is clear, I'm happy. But if we have a confusion, right? So just